What's up, all? It's Jordan, and I know it's pretty late, but I thought we'd kick off the tutorial lesson with something a little bit interesting. This behaves like an analog synth, but it's actually more of an in-between synth between analog and digital, even though it's made in the digital realm. This is more of a frequency oscillator instead of a all frequency. Never mind. You guys can probably figure out a name for this type of synth. It's very unique, and it derives a lot of interesting techniques. So have a listen to this synth. Now, unfortunately, you can't play any chords with this because it's mono, or mono, whichever how you pronounce it. But it is a very cool synth to mess with, even if I go down an octave. So, playing my favorite tune, Song of Storms by Zelda. Anyways, I'm going to show you how to create this. Now, unfortunately, you do need one of the basic rack extensions if you are working in Reason 6.5. One of the basic that you get with it is called Pulsar, and you can download it for free on Propellerhead's website, Rack Extension Store. Anyways, what we want to do is create a combinator, and inside this combinator we want to create a pulsar. Now, in order to get things going with pulsar, when you flip it over, there's nothing plugged into it. So the first thing we want to do is let's get all of our stuff going. So meaning let's effects and everything. So in this we want to create a RV7000 and make sure you hold shift so it doesn't connect to anything. After this, we want to create a Scream 4 distortion unit. Make sure to hold shift. Same thing for MC class or M class equalizer and M class maximizer. Keep holding shift. It's in Studio FX. There we go. So now that we have this, what we want to do is we want to set it to a square wave. And what's really cool about this pulsar is that it operates in, I want to take off tempo sync, it operates with frequency. And there's a lot of cool other waves that you can't get in many programs, like the rising, the random, the rising up saw, or that's actually just a regular saw, a square wave, triangle wave, sine wave. I'm not sure what this is. 4 steps up and down. Is this 8 steps up? 4 steps up, and like 3 steps up. So there's a lot of interesting waves when messing about with this. So you'll have an arsenal of cool stuff to mess with. So right off the bat, we want to take the level all the way down, and we want to turn up the rate to about 267.2 hertz. And turn up the MIDI follow knob, it's all the way on the right, and turn up, the level up a bit, so about 31% is good. And we also want to right click and create a track for this, so that we have an instrument rack track to play with. Okay, so when we flip it over, we want to go in the CV out for both of these. So that way, just in case you want to add another oscillator, this is going to be additive. So it's going to add on top of whatever you have over here. In the first one, it's going to add on top. You can hit sync, but it's not going to quite line up right. Anyways, I'm also going to take down the release a bit, just to give it a shorter attack. so it doesn't ring out. Okay. I'm gonna just hook this up, so take all the left and right and plug them in to where they should be going, which is into the equalizer, then take the out from the maximizer and plug it in from the devices for the combinator. It's pretty cool, but I'm going to turn down the dry wet to 22 and the decay about 15. So we have our basic synth right here. So what we want to do is turn the damage control for Scream 4 to 40, turn it all the way to Scream, turn P1 all the way up, and P2 about to the 6th little line. And make sure to turn on body, turn on scale, put it to the 6th little digit there, and turn up auto a bit, maybe before the second notch, and turn it to C. So we have something pretty cool right here. So after this, turn on low cut, and for parameter 1 on the M class equalizer, turn it to 125, gain down, Q all the way up. For the second parameter, take about 2.856, gain down, Q all the way up. High shelf, take it down to 3 kilohertz, gain about 1.7 Q all the way off. Soft clip, turn it to 127, take off limiter, put the release on auto. Oh, and one more thing. If you turn on the shuffle, this is actually the pulse width of the oscillator. So check this out. So there you have it. This is an actual analog warm synth patch. Or actually, you guys should actually name this because it's neither voltage control nor is it direct control. It's rate control. So you guys need to come up with a name for this individual synth. It's a class of its own. Anyways, I hope I helped you in creating a rate oscillator. Level control, you guys come up with a name for it. And this is an actual Growl synth. So if you want to automate some of this, you should actually automate P2 in your devices. So show programmer, we want Scream 4. For the rotary one, we want, what is it, damage parameter 2. There we go. And we want 0 to 27, that's good. And if you want to add an extra grittiness to this, for rotary, we're actually going to go to Pulsar. For rotary 1, sorry, I can't talk, LFO 1, we want to do shuffle. From 50, that won't go anymore to 100%. Now, if we automate overmap this with, I don't know, the modulation wheel, now we have a better control over our synth. So you can get some nice, cool, interesting effects when you map those. I will also save this as a patch. I'm going to call this analog rate synth and save in my patches. So, in case you guys, if I get one comment on this, I will upload this patch. Whether it be negative, good, positive, or neutral, I will still upload this patch. So make sure anybody who is watching to comment on this, so that way I know you guys want more and more interesting Growl effects that don't necessarily mean like a Feed Me or a Skrillex, because those require a lot of distortion techniques that Reason just doesn't have. And not everybody can afford thousands and thousands of dollars worth of plugins just to get that effect. I don't have any money, so that's why I'm doing this. Anyways, I'll catch you guys Friday. with something more interesting or quite as interesting. So, thanks for joining me. I should also mention that my store is up for buying any tracks, and I will be adding tracks every Monday and every Friday. So make sure to check out my store just in case you guys want to buy anything. I think it's $3 for my materials album that also contains a bonus track, and it's like $1 for my oh yeah, I still have yet to upload that. That's a real groundbreaking track. But I also have Energy into House, which is an old breaks track that I took off my laptop. Anyways, I'll put that in the description as well, and thanks for joining me. I'm going to just play you out.